Hey guys, thank you for watching the Slat Rock channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified every time we post a new video. And if you've already done so, just make sure that it's still active. 12 WWE superstars found in surprising places. Number 12. Ali, Policeman. Though Ali may be riding high as one of SmackDown Live's newest and brightest stars, things weren't always so easy for the 33-year-old. Long before joining the WWE in 2016, the cruiserweight was busy tackling criminals on the streets of Chicago. During an interview with ESPN, the SmackDown star revealed just how difficult this was, as he had to juggle shifts on the force with managing bookings on the indie scene. After 4 years as a cop, Ali's big break would come when Brazil's Zumbi was forced to pull out of the Cruiserweight Classic. Needing a replacement, Ali's name came up, and the company were very impressed with his commitment to both his job and the tournament, choosing to sign him to a contract not long after. Number 11. Kacy Catanzaro, American Ninja Warrior. At the 2019 Royal Rumble pay-per-view in January, Kacy Catanzaro wowed fans with her athletic ability in the Women's Royal Rumble match. Entering the match at number 19, Catanzaro lasted over 10 minutes, and though she didn't eliminate anybody, had quite possibly the spot of the match. After being flung from the ring, Catanzaro would catch her legs on the barricade, and after handstanding to the ring post, would perform an impressive sit-up to re-enter the match. Fans of Catanzaro will know that the NXT superstar got her big break on American Ninja Warrior in 2014. Competing on the show's 6th season, Catanzaro competed in the Dallas finals of the show, becoming the second woman to attempt the final course and the first to beat it. Instantly becoming a huge success, the hashtag #MightyKacy quickly trended worldwide, and after a video of her run got over 100 million views, she became an instant star. Returning for the show in the years after, Catanzaro would announce her retirement from American Ninja Warrior in 2017 after being scouted by WWE. In September 2018, Catanzaro made her TV debut, defeating Reina Gonzalez in the first round of the Mae Young Classic before losing to Rhea Ripley in the second. Though Catanzaro recently made headlines for reportedly wanting to leave the company, the former Ninja Warrior is already considered one of the company's most athletic stars of all time. Number 10. Kelly Kelly, Fashion Model. As the head of talent relations in 2006, it fell on John Laurinaitis to go out and find the next crop of women for the WWE's annual Divas Search. Rather than go to indie promotions, the future Raw general manager flipped through endless fashion magazines, where he found the 19-year-old Barbie Blank. Signing her to a contract, Blank was renamed Kelly Kelly and skipped the entire Divas Search contest, instead appearing on the debut edition of ECW. Though she had no in-ring experience, this was the least of Big Johnny's concern, as Kelly was dubbed an exhibitionist, would often tease stripping to the extreme crowd, and received actual wrestling training later on. To her credit, Kelly did improve in the ring slowly and captured the Divas Championship in the summer of 2011 before being released in 2012. Number 9. Ken Shamrock, UFC and ABC News. In 2019, there's no shortage of superstars who have jumped from MMA to the WWE, but in the mid-90s, something like that had never been done before. The trailblazer of this trend was Ken Shamrock, who made a name for himself inside UFC between 1993 and 1996. As part of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, Shamrock would quickly work his way up the card and even competed at the very first UFC pay-per-view in November 1993. Defeating Patrick Smith via submission in the one-night tournament, Shamrock would lose to eventual winner Royce Gracie in the semifinals. This would be the first of many matches against Gracie, as at UFC 5 in April 1995, the pair would battle for over 36 minutes, the longest match in UFC history at the time. By 1997, Shamrock's name had gained some serious clout, and the former Superfight champion was eventually scouted by Vince McMahon's WWF. Signing with the company in early 1997, Shamrock was touted as the world's most dangerous man, a name given to him by ABC News, and officiated the WrestleMania 13 I Quit match between Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Later transitioning into a role as a wrestler, Shamrock would become an Intercontinental and Tag Champion, as well as the 1998 King of the Ring before leaving the company in 1999. Though Shamrock has never returned to the company since, the former UFC star did have success in TNA, becoming the NWA World Champion there, and recently returned to the company in a feud with current star Moose. Number 8. Titus O'Neil, shoe shopping. Titus O'Neil's rise to WWE sounds like something right out of a fairy tale. In 2009, the former tag team champion was in need of some new shoes and decided that Orlando's shopping district was the place to be. While out, O'Neil remembered that WWE's training school was nearby, a fun fact he learned from old friend and WWE legend Batista. Calling the animal, O'Neil quickly got the directions and checked the place out to say hello. Within weeks, the former Florida Gator was the WWE's newest signing and was learning to take bumps in the ring. Less than a year later, O'Neil would debut on Season 2 of the original NXT format, and though he would become a WWE Tag Team Champion in 2015, many feel his career reached a new high, or should that be low, at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Number 7. Sable, wife of Marc Mero. It's difficult to stress just how popular Sable was during her peak in the Attitude Era. At a time where stars like Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker were dominating, Sable was arguably just as popular as her male counterparts thanks to her good looks and the company's push towards a more edgier product. Sable's journey to the WWF is interesting to say the least, as she originally wasn't going to become a part of the industry, but did so thanks to her husband at the time, Marc Mero. After years of impressing fans of WCW as the flamboyant Johnny B. Bad character, the WWF were eager to sign Mero and offered him a huge contract to jump ship. Unfortunately for the WWF, it was discovered that the Johnny B. Bad character, a take on Little Richard, wasn't owned by Mero, and it wouldn't be able to be used on WWF TV. The silver lining in all this, though, was Sable, who accompanied Mero to his meetings with Vince McMahon, who instantly became enamored with the blonde bombshell. Signing both Sable and Mero to a contract, the future women's champion would make her debut at WrestleMania 12, accompanying a young Hunter Hearst Helmsley to the ring. After ditching the blue blood for Mero, the pair would eventually split in 1998, and though Sable's career would skyrocket, Mero's fizzled out. Leaving the company in 1999 amid a huge sexual harassment lawsuit, Sable would return to WWE in 2003 and pose for Playboy twice before marrying Brock Lesnar in 2006. Number 6. Bianca Belair, CrossFit. Bianca Belair has become one of NXT's hottest stars in recent years and has kept the brand's women's division thriving after the departures of stars like Asuka and the Four Horsewomen. But if it had not been for the intervention of Mark Henry, Belair may have never made it to the WWE. Scouring CrossFit profiles, the world's strongest man spotted Belair's name and was amazed by her skill as a CrossFit showcase. Weeks later, the former World Heavyweight Champion contacted Bianca via Twitter, asking if she'd ever considered pro wrestling. We can't imagine what the NXT star felt that day when she checked her DMs and found a 400-pound mastodon trying to convince her to join WWE. Whatever Henry said, it clearly worked, as Belair quickly joined the WWE and is now one of NXT's brightest stars. Number 5. Nia Jax, plus-size modeling. While being related to The Rock is never a bad thing, it wasn't her connection to the Brahma Bull that got Nia Jax a role in WWE. Before entering the Squared Circle, Jax made a name for herself as an athlete in high school and later as a plus-size model. Being talked into the role by a judge at a fashion show, Jax battled self-conscious thoughts about her body, but later participated in several bikini shoots, helping her to grow in confidence. After this, the future Raw Women's Champion looked at other ventures to show her new confident self, and it wouldn't be long until she started at AFA of the Wild Samoans Wrestling School. And though she still receives more than her share of idiotic comments from fans about her appearance, it's clear that Jax is confident about her appearance. Number 4. Enzo Amore, YouTube. Enzo Amore in 2019 is one of the most controversial superstars on the wrestling scene. After an entertaining tag team with Big Cass, Amore would get a singles push in 2017, quickly capturing the Cruiserweight Championship and turning heel. In January 2018, though, Amore was fired from the company after allegations of sexual assault came to light, and though the case was later dismissed due to insufficient evidence, WWE fired him for not letting them know about the allegations beforehand. With so much bad publicity, fans can't help but wonder why the company signed Enzo in the first place, and if you choose to believe the former superstar, it's all down to YouTube. According to Amore, the former Cruiserweight champion created an epic video for the website, showcasing both his ability as an athlete and his skills on the mic. While online, WWE COO Triple H stumbled upon the video, and amazed by his skills, quickly offered Enzo a tryout, and though this is a nice story, it's not quite accurate. According to Simon Gotch, Enzo got in touch with Joe DeFranco, the game's personal fitness trainer, to show him the video, which isn't quite as impressive as the cerebral assassin finding the video by chance. Whatever the truth may be, it clearly worked, as Enzo would remain with the company for several years before his departure in 2018. Though, given his actions at last November's Survivor Series, it's unlikely that fans will see the Certified G in a WWE ring ever again. 3. Trish Stratus, gym receptionist/fitness model. As a pioneer of women's wrestling, Trish Stratus is regarded by many as the greatest female to lace up a pair of boots. But before any of that, the Canadian superstar was working as a gym receptionist in 1998 when the publisher of Muscle Mag asked her about posing for the publication. Doing just that, Stratus quickly turned the head of many readers, including the WWE, who first showed an interest in signing her in 1999. This must have been a dream come true for Trish, who grew up as a wrestling fan and watched the company all her life. Debuting on Heat on the March 19, 2000 episode, Stratus was originally just a manager, but developed dramatically as a competitor over a few months. In November 2001, Stratus won her first women's championship and was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2013. Number 2. Brodus Clay, Saddle Ranch Bouncer. Brodus Clay may have been a memorable part of WWE during his tenure with the company, but for all his matches, he's never held championship gold. In fact, Clay's biggest claim to fame may be the fact that he was once the bodyguard for Snoop Dogg, though it was Clay's time at the Saddle Ranch Chop House that led to his big break in wrestling. According to an interview with the Funkasaurus in 2012, Clay said that while working, he had to deal with 2 unruly customers whom he handled with ease. Fortunately for Clay, WWE alum Tommy Dreamer was at the restaurant and got talking to Clay, who had tried to get into wrestling before, but by his own admission, had given up on a career in the business and had resigned himself to life as a bodyguard. Joining WWE in 2006, Brodus would remain in developmental until 2010 when he was called up for the 4th season of the original reality show version of NXT. Re-debuting on the main roster as the Funkasaurus in January 2012, Clay would remain with the company until his release in 2014, and would find similar success in Impact Wrestling. Now a pundit for Fox News on their streaming channel Fox Nation, Clay recently introduced his new show, Nuff Said, this past June, as it's clear he's come a long way from the Saddle Ranch. Number 1. The Big Show, Basketball. It probably won't come as any surprise, but when you stand over 7 foot tall like the Big Show, you tend to be pretty good at basketball. In 1995, Show was still trying to break into wrestling at Larry Sharp's Monster Factory, but wasn't having much luck. Fortunately, everything changed for the Giant when he met actor Danny Bonaducci, and the Partridge Family star chose him for a special charity game. Already a standout star at Wichita State, Show's colossal size caught everyone's attention, including Hulk Hogan, who was also playing. As the event was being cross-promoted by WCW, Hogan got to know the young star and was very impressed. Not long after, WCW were in touch and quickly signed the Giant, pushing him to the moon by having him win the WCW World title from the Hulkster in his first televised match at Halloween Havoc 1995.